What's up, guys? Winner Kills here. Welcome back to a brand new deck profile, and today we're bringing you Danger Orchest, very small and pretty much budget friendly as you can get. Danger engine in here with still being able to keep the deck as competitive as possible. I really do like this deck. It's going to be one of my favorites currently. Very, very fun to play. It's got a unique play style. It's got some combos in it. It can go first. It could go second. But in most cases, you really do want to go first with this deck. And it's got just overall very decent play style. And I really do like this deck. And a lot of you guys have been asking for this deck profile. And I'm finally bringing it to you. I still have some proxies in here because I am still waiting on some cards to come in the mail. What would you have guessed? We're still waiting on cards. Some Danger cards have not come in yet. Well, what else are you going to do? So we'll go ahead and get started after I tell you guys real quick, if you are interested in these sleeves here, these are the parallel sleeves from Imperium Duelist. And on the extra deck, I believe I'm rocking the the shatter foil effect sleeves, and of course this beautiful playmat, all from Imperium Duelist. Check out the stuff in the description of the video if you want to find out more about that. Use that code WinnerKills10 off if you'd like to save 10% on future purchases. So without further ado, we'll get into it. And to start for this Orcust deck profile, we have 3 Orcust Harp Horror, level 4 Dark, 1700 attack, 1400 defense. Now all of the Orcust monsters have the same restriction, whereas the fact that if you use their effects that turn, you can only summon dark monsters for the rest of the turn. So what does Harp Horror do? He banishes himself to summon an Orcust monster from deck other than himself. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then we have 3 Orcust Symbol Skeleton. Basically, same restriction again as Harp Horror, but again, he banishes to summon a Orcust monster from your graveyard. This could be extra deck monsters, could be main deck monsters, you name it. He'll summon it out. And for the last Orcust monster, yes, we're only playing 7. We have Brass Bombard, level 1 Tuner, 500 attack, 1900 defense. His effect is the same with the restriction. However, he banishes to summon an Orcust monster from hand. So that is all the Orcust monsters we're playing. And luckily, they're all commons and rares. They're all rares, I should say, not commons, but pretty cheap to pick up, which is awesome for such a good deck like this. And we have 2 World Legacy World Wand. These might as well be Orcust monsters. I think even the artwork is sort of themed after the Orcust if you look really closely towards the bottom. But level 8 Dark, 500 attack, 2500 defense. Basically, you can banish them to summon one of your banished Orcust monsters, which is really, really helpful. It has another effect where if it's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a World Legacy monster from your hand. So if you happen to have this in hand, let's say if you open like 2 of these and a Greffer or something, you could like summon the Greffer, discard this, use this effect to summon the World Wand, and go about that way. But for most cases, you're going to be using that banish effect to summon out a banished Orcust. Pretty much 99% of the time. You're never really going to use that other effect. Then we'll move on to the Dangers here. Like I said, this is budget friendly and you know, as easy as I could make it. 3 Danger Jackalope. I think it's like 36 bucks for like a playset. Yeah, these are proxies. I'm still waiting on mine. But Danger Jackalope, level 3 Dark. Just get something out of your hand. Get a draw. Mainly, like, the cards you want out of your hand are your Orcust monsters, because they all activate engrave. And just Dark Greffer alone isn't enough to do that, so that the small Danger engine works very, very well. And the fact that if he does get discarded, you can summon out Mothman, which is the other Danger we're playing, which I believe is like 4 bucks for a playset. You can just use that Danger Mothman for a, you know, link fodder. And then if you have to, you can normal summon one of your Orcust out of hand and link that way and continue your plays. Like I said, we were playing 3 Danger Mothman, and yes, I'm still waiting on these bad boys to come in the mail as well. So only playing 3 Mothman and 3 Jackalope for the Danger engine. Some other Danger engines, like if you have some of the more expensive Dangers, you can play Tsuchinoko, Jackalope, and Nessie. You can play like a 9 or 8 card Danger lineup if you so desire, but this is the engine I'm playing for now. Next we have 3 Dark Greffer to start off the Dark engine, if you will. Dark Greffer is really, really nice. He's like a hybrid between Armageddon Knight and a Danger monster. You can get things out of your hand. Mainly when you normal summon, you can send one from your hand to send one from deck. Like, that is probably the best effect. Best normal summon in the deck, I would say, next to this boy right here. Armageddon Knight, very, very good card. And then we're playing 3 Destiny Hero Malicious to sort of round off the Dark Engine. Because this guy, mainly, no real combo involved with him, unless you want to send him a reveal Firewall and tell your opponent you have the FTK. I mean, you could do that, I guess, but just link fodder is essentially all Malicious is going to be used for in this deck. So we'll move on, and the last monster we're playing is 1 copy of Dark Armed Dragon. You have huge amounts of graveyard manipulation in here, so Dark Armed Dragon fits in at home just well. And if you want to see this card in action, if you want to see this whole deck in action, I actually just uploaded a Orcust vs Sky Striker duel a couple days ago. It'll be annotated at the end of the video, so stick around for that. It'll be just right on the video, or right on the screen. You can click it if you'd like. So that's it for the monsters. No hand traps, don't really need them. We're hardcore going first, and we're playing Danger, so we don't really want to play hand traps, the cards that we could intentionally just throw away. At least that's my opinion. So for the spells, we have 3 Allure of Darkness. You need that draw power. 2 Call by the Grave. Counter all the things that counter you. Ash, Bell, etc., etc. So we'll clear those out of the way. Move into some of the Orcust spells now. So we have 2 Orchestrated Return. Hard ones per return that says send an Orcust or World Legacy monster from your hand to the graveyard, or field, face up on your field, and then you draw 2. So this can clear things off your field to use some of your effects in grave. Like you can clear a Link 2 off the board to use your Symbol Skeleton to summon it back out, to make more plays, do whatever you need to do. But this just good draw power. It is a hard once per turn. The Link 2 actually allows you to set any Orcust spell or trap directly from your deck, and this can be one of those targets if you already open the field spell or what have you. And just good draw power is not always bad to have. Then I played 2 Einsatz. This is a card I was debating on playing 1 of, but I've been liking it at 2. Seeing it in your opening hand and being able to search the field spell is nice, because in most cases you always want to search the Babel. Which I'll get to this in a second, but Einsatz basically says if your opponent, normal or special, summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can take an Orcust or World Legacy monster from your hand or deck and either send it to the graveyard or banish it. I usually obviously use the send effect to go along with this, so you can feed your graveyard to use a card like Babel. Or if you need banished fodder for your Link monsters, you can banish it, I guess. But in most cases I found that to have a really good established board, you want to be able to have Einsatz or have Core, or maybe use a return during your turn to just gain more resources, dig a little deeper into your deck for more combo cards or what have you, or more cards that stop your opponent, called by, goes and match, etc., etc. But usually you want to just save that search from Galatea turn 1 for Babel, because Babel gets you set up, and Babel we play 1 of because it can recycle itself from grave by sending a card from hand to add it back, but basically it allows you to use your Orcust effects during your opponent's turn. The Orcust monsters in your grave and the Link monsters that you have on field, basically you can use them during your opponent's turn as quick effects, which is really nice. And then during the turn that it wasn't sent, except the turn that it was sent to the graveyard, you can basically send a card from your hand to the grave, add it back, and just play it again. So this card is like the heart and soul of the deck, it's really key. So in most cases, if you don't open this, which you probably won't, you search it off Galatea, and then so you don't have to worry about trying to search these. I play multiple copies of Einsatz, Return, and Core, which we'll get to later, so I could increase my chance of opening them, without having to search them, because I want to save Babel for the search, etc., etc. Foolish Burial, some one-ofs now, Reinforcement of the Army, and Monster Born, all very powerful one-ofs that we do want to play in here. Now we'll go into the traps. Of course, just 3 copies of Goes and Match, because this card just wrecks face. It's so good. And then to go along with it, 2 Orchestrated Core. If you're playing this deck, you have to play this. Twin Twister just makes you auto-lose the game. So you really want to have this to stop them from targeting your field spell. This basically says once per turn you can banish a monster from your field or grave. Doesn't have to be an Orcust card, which is nice. So you can just banish your Dangers or whatever. Again, more graveyard manipulation for Dark Armed, if you will. And then you target an Orcust or World Legacy card you control except this one, and neither player can target with card effects this turn. And then it says, if other Orcust and or World Legacy cards you control will be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can send this card to the graveyard instead, which is huge in most cases. If you want to protect something from battle for a turn, just send one of these. It's just such a good card, and I highly recommend playing it to any Orcust player out there who hasn't been playing it, or if you're new to the deck, I would recommend at least play it, try it out, and it definitely won't disappoint. So for the extra deck here, we have 3 Galatea, the Orcust Automaton. Link 2, basically just how you make any of these is just 2+ monsters, and one, it has to be an Orcust, so it's pretty accessible summoning conditions for all these. But basically, this link card cannot be destroyed by battle, so anytime it is pointing to something, it is considered linked, which is super easy to set up in most cases. Its other effect, though, basically you can target one of your banished machine monsters, shuffle into the deck, and then set an Orca spell track directly from deck, which is super, super important for this deck, getting that field spell. You can set it directly from deck. Don't forget to activate it, though. And then we have Long Gear. So this is like the main bread and butter of the extra deck, I would say, for the most part. Like, one of your main pieces you'll end on is this guy, because you can just link climb with these, or summon sorceress. This and World Wand is usually how I'll show a small combo at the end. This link card cannot be destroyed by card effects, so this one can't be destroyed by battle while it's linked. You can't be destroyed by card effects. Basically, his other effect is you can target 2 of your banished machine monsters, shuffle them into the deck. Then you can send 1 link monster your opponent controls to the graveyard, which is super key, because a lot of times you'll have Bomber Dragon up here, this here, so if they try to summon this extra monster zone, you can just send it with Orcust, this Long Gear, so I should say. And that sort of can stop a player too if you do time it correctly. Another neat thing about these is when you go to use their effects, you shuffle in, you don't have to use that second effect on any of these, which is actually really nice. So if you just need more resources in the deck to search or whatever, you can use it to send 2, and you don't have to send a card, or you don't have to set a card. You know, same thing applies. It's pretty cool. Then we play 1 Orchestrion. This is or Orcustrian, whatever you want to call it. Link 4, 2+ effect monsters, including Orchest. This link card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. And then it says you can target 3 of your banished machine monsters, shuffle into the deck, and if you do, the attack and defense of any link monsters your opponent currently controls become 0. Also, their effects are negated, and that is permanently. Let's do this. Shuffles 1 back, shuffles 2 back, shuffles 3 back. Just an important thing to remember. And they all have weird arrows. This guy's got bottom left, middle, or top left, middle, and bottom right. Bottom left, middle, or bottom middle, upper middle, top right, and then just bottom left, top right. Very weird arrow scheme, but not too big of a deal. Now we'll go into the rest of the links. 1 Underclock Taker. Again, everything in the extra deck is going to be dark. 1 Underclock Taker, 1 Wee Witch, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Decode Talker, 1 Summon Sorceress. This card actually comes in huge for some combos. Then the Topologics, we have Trisbania and Bomber Dragon, because these are, again, usually your turn 1 ending field is Bomber Dragon, or I guess it could be Trisbania as well. But it's going to be like Long Gear Suit, Bomber Dragon. So you lock down the zone here. You have the field spell. You can basically, during your opponent's turn, summon anything from your grave or deck right here. Trigger your Bomber Dragon. You can do that probably multiple times too if you do have a good enough setup. So Bomber Dragon, very good, along with Trisbania as well. Blowing up back row is just as nice. And then last but not least, the trusty steed, the Borrelsword Dragon. This deck can link climb very, very easily, and having access to Borrelsword is very, very nice. So now we'll go and just do a simple combo here. Very, very simple combo. We'll just do it with, I guess, Dark Grepher, and then you open, let's just say, this and this. So basically, and you could do this with Armageddon Knight as well. Just doesn't really make too big of a difference. So you'd normal your Grepher, send this, and then you can send pretty much any dark to the grave. Actually, to make it a bit easier, let's say we just open Grepher and Harp Horror, and literally any other card. Let's say we just send Armageddon Knight, and then use this. So on summon, we're sending the random card from our hand to the deck, and then we're going to Foolish the Bombard, and then Bombard's going to activate summoning the Harp Horror. Then we will link into a Galatea. Galatea effect activates shuffling this back. This is how we grab our field spell, which is going to be over here. Set it, play it, do whatever you got to do, and then we're going to use Harp Horror to summon out Symbol Skeleton, and just like that. And now you might be able to guess what we're going to do next here. Go into Summon Sorceress, link 3, and put that right there. And now we're going to use the symbol skeleton, summon Galatea, use this effect, summon out the World Wand now. You can find it, there it is. And again, with literally any other combo extenders, like danger monsters or whatever, this play gets like so much easier. So you're just going to link these for a long Girsu, and then you're going to use your World Wand. Lastly, I would summon out the symbol skeleton here, so you have that engraved to use during your opponent's turn, and then go into link for like Bomber Dragon. And if you do have like another danger monster on field, which you probably will need to be able to do the Trisbania, because Summon Sorceress is a link 3, obviously. You can't overlink. So you'd have like Sorceress, that wand, and like a random danger Mothman or Jackalope, whatever an item might be. Then you just link that, the Summon Sorceress, and the World Wand away for Trisbania, and then you're just kind of chilling just as easy. But yeah, that's it for the profile. If you guys enjoyed, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I know you guys have been asking for this profile for a couple days now, and yeah, if you enjoy it, let me know what you think. So, as you guys, Winter Kill signing out. We'll see ya in the next one.